You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast we're going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast, so if you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot, turn this off before you get butthurt and mad, start to cry, have to run to your safe space. All opinions are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any government agency. Welcome to another episode of MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, the Iceman, as always, in the clubhouse, the MCC studios. We actually have two guests tonight. We're going to have a returning guest and another special guest I mentioned way earlier, probably fourth or fifth episode when we did. I finally got them to come. So we're going to get a little introduction coming up. So first, we're going to introduce the returning guest.
Cookie! Nom nom nom. Oh, nom 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 nom.
The Cookie Monster is back.
All right. Good to be back.
And we just got we don't have a nickname for him. We're just going to use his first name, Matt. So, welcome.
Officer Toody.
Or Officer Toody.
That's what they used to call me.
Did you fart a lot or?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking. Where did Toody come from?
From that TV show back in the 50s. Can't remember the name of.
I'm old, but I can't remember nothing back from the 50s. I'm not even that old. I know you're not either.
No, trying to think of the damn name of it. They kept looking for me one night. My portable wouldn't connect. They said, Matt, or they called my number. Where are you? I said, I finally got on my mobile in my car, and I said, I'm at such. I said, here's somebody back there, Officer Toody, where are you?
So it just
He
happened.
can say his number, right?
Yeah, that's not gonna make a difference. We're gonna give a little background on Matt. Matt is medically retired, correct?
That's correct.
And I'm glad to have him on. The first part's not going to be my normal just comedy thing. Matt is a shooting survivor who was shot on September 4th, 2006, around 1600 hours while he was on duty responding to, I believe, a disturbance call at a house. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then we'll talk about some funny stuff. So you want to tell us about your incident?
Sure. I was dispatched to a house behind the police department in the city that I worked in. I'm not sure if it's domestic or something, but it's a guy I've arrested 4 to 5 times before. I never ever had any problems with him. He said he got in a fight at the Circle K, and he come to his house having problems with his mom and dad, and they wanted me to go over there. I was by myself. Then David decided to back me up. So we pull up. I'm getting my car, and something told me, he said, watch out, watch out. So I said, David, I'm going up first. I'm the corporal. I said, get behind me, get your gun out. I don't know what to expect of this guy. I knocked on the door. His mom answered the door. She had a horrified look on her face. I said, where's your son? She just looked back in the hall, and I hear running down the hall, I don't need any GDMF and cops in my business. Pow, pow, shot me.
Where'd you get shot at?
Shot in the face, shot in the arm, shot in the stomach. I got shot in the face and the arm, one bullet, because it's like a half a second I had a choice. Pull my gun or block it. I turned my head, went through my arm, and grazed the side of my face, through my nose.
And what happened after that?
I think David pushed me down, pushed me behind the car, and he took 2 shots.
and David returned fire and ended up
One shot.
killing him. One shot.
One shot in the heart. The boy barely ever qualified. He killed him with one shot. Totally God.
Well, you were. I was working for a different department at the time in the same area. I remember when all this happened. I know you spent some time in the hospital.
14 days.
You know,
I was in a coma for 2 to 3 days.
and due to the shot that went through your arm, is what had to medically retire you because you couldn't.
Can't qualify.
So the vest took one.
Right here in the stomach.
So that probably saved your life for a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah.
But it's already a miracle that he got shot in the face and survived that ordeal. And you had a stroke not long after,
2009.
So was that brought on from the injury from
Post-traumatic
being shot?
stress disorder.
So he did suffer the stroke after the fact of that. Let me tell you what, you were still in the hospital when this part took place, and I don't know if I ever discussed it with you or not before. Well, we had to go work the funeral escort of that subject.
I didn't know that.
And there was a lot of, I mean, there was a shit ton of disdain that we were there, and I wasn't a supervisor at the time. And my supervisor came up to me, and I told him, I mean, I was so pissed off that we had to go escort this motherfucker that had shot both of y'all, because I believe David, did he get shrapnel or he got hit? He got shot in the legs, didn't
Got
he?
shot in the leg and shot in the back.
But he has his vest on. And,
Oh, yes, sir.
Now, do you know I was working for them at the time, but I wasn't on duty for them that day. I was on duty at another department.
Okay.
And I wasn't on duty. I normally was on duty at night. And my wife, which worked for y'all at the time, she called me and told me, she said, I'm going to meet you at the department I worked for. And she said, we need to go to the hospital. And I said, what's going on? What are you talking? She said, have you seen the news? I said, no. She said, your cousin and everybody listening, this gentleman sitting across from me is my first cousin. We were both police officers. His dad was a deputy sheriff for 36, 37, man.
He was a
years.
retired major.
Right. And so this is my cousin sitting across from me.
And my mom's a retired deputy also.
Right. And when she called me and told me that, I said, you got to be kidding me. So he was on duty that day for them because he was full-time. I was reserved for them. I was full-time at the other department. And she met me. My chief said, hey, look, no, go. And we went up there and met him. And I'll never forget, I walked down the hall, and the first person I seen his dad, the retired major, and he was just crying. He was weeping. And when he seen me, he jumped up and he hugged me, and I was like, what in the frick just took place? And I heard, I mean, I don't know how many stories that night, but they were all intercepting. They were all, and guys, if you're listening to this podcast and you hear him sniffing, it's because he was shot in the face and went through the naval cavities. The bullet traveled through his face and through the other side, and that's why you hear this in the background.
Yeah, you can't help that, so
Right.
deal with it. Man got shot in the face.
Right. If you don't like it, screw you.
Yeah, if you don't like it, fuck it, turn it off, come back next week. So do it. Man's a survivor. How many years did you have on the force at the time? You'd been there a while. Cause I
Been there
remember
since
you.
December of 98 until,
And how long was you with the sheriff's office?
I had like 18 and a half years when I retired.
So, I mean, his career got cut short due to the dumbass. I mean, the guy, obviously, I think we said he had some mental issues.
Oh, he definitely had mental
So,
issues.
I've said 100 times, how the hell did he even get a gun?
Yeah, and unfortunately, the parents knew he had a gun. I'm not blaming anything on him. So I'm trying. Anybody say anything about that? The parents knew he had a gun, failed to disclose this to the dispatchers, and unfortunately, the dispatchers didn't ask. You know, if any dispatchers are listening, which I think there is some. The one I work with listens. I'm not bashing. I mean, You can never ask too many questions.
Right. I
Never ask too
don't
many
know if it would have
questions.
changed anything.
It might not have. I mean, the
You
dude.
said Hooter had
as
his
soon
gun
as the-
drawn.
As soon as the guy,
behind
as soon as they opened the door, I think he started shooting. I mean, he didn't give y'all no warning.
No, he was shooting coming down the hall.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, some things just happen for a reason. Unfortunately, I mean, you're still here. I mean, you might, you still have use of your hand and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah.
he's still walking and talking. If anybody else is, I know people listen all over the place now, but they had another motorcycle cop that I worked with that worked for EBR Sheriff's Office, Nick Touye, when he had the shootings out there. I mean, he's back here in Baton Rouge, but he got shot in the head. And I mean, and unfortunately, he's not in the capacity at least that you are.
I know.
You still, I mean, you live by yourself, drive yourself around, and everything else. So I mean, you're damn lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean,
I'm blessed.
and if I remember correctly, I believe David refused to let them even take the bullet out or check his leg or something until he made sure you were okay or something
correct.
like that.
That's correct. I was at the hospital. That is correct. I seen him bandaged up out in the hallway, and he kept referring him back to Matt. That is correct.
Yeah, I was going to try to talk to him. Maybe I don't know if he'll come on or not. I know he's still active duty with a different department, but I'm going to try to talk to him and see if he wants to come on and talk to it. But this man did. He refused his medical treatment at the hospital until he made sure his partner was was stabilized anyway. So
That is correct.
Yep.
and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and unfortunately, which me switching departments about 3 or 4 years ago, and I've the ticket master who I'm friends with, he's retired, and Cookie Monster tell you, Matt, unfortunately, once you either leave a department or get out of this profession, as much of a brotherhood as everyone talks about,
As it seems.
is a lot of people don't talk to you, or they forget who you are, or just don't have nothing to do with you.
They'll cold shoulder you.
And,
They'll raise their nose up to you like they're better than you. They see you out of a uniform and act like you're a common criminal.
So I'm not like that.
No.
I know Cookie Monster's not a ticket master. Like I said, he talks. There's only, I mean, of all the people that he knew through his career, he'll tell you, if I ever can get him on here, is I think he's had 3 or 4 of them. That's it. I listened to another podcast called God, I listen to it all the time. I can't remember the name of it. It's like I drew a blank. But anyway, they're a very popular podcast, and this guy had he ended up losing his job over the podcast. And
Over this podcast?
no, not my podcast. They have their own podcast. I'm going to look it up right now, and he even talks about it on several of his episodes of Roll Call Room. That's it. It's the Roll Call Room with Nick and Mike.
Guys, for anybody or women that don't know, police departments and sheriff's departments are so political and it's so pathetic. It's unbelievable. There's a tug of war in me. There's a part of me that's so happy to be away from this shit. It's unbelievable. And there's another part of me that loved it. And it's a tug of war. It's a love-hate relationship.
When I left the one department I spent 23 and a half years with before, you can ask Bam that I didn't know what I was going to do. And even after I got on with the new department, which I will say, and I've told you about it and stuff like that, the department I work for now is phenomenal. The sheriff I work for is phenomenal. I mean, he knows I have this podcast and allows me to do it. And like I said,
he don't politically step on your shoes.
You don't need to do your job, we talked about it. That's why I stay anonymous. I don't say where we're at. Just we're Louisiana. But it's like I went through a little bout of depression for a while because I felt like, I had lost my complete family. I spent somewhere for 23 and a half years of my life. And it's like, it's just gone. So I before I can say so a lot of these people, I see people that retired on duty or die, they could have retired years ago. They got 33, 35, 30, 40 years on, and they just won't retire. And I'm like, that'll never be me. And then I can kind of. I'm still saying. I mean, I don't plan on working until the day I die, but I can see why they stay and how, because it's all you know how to do and what
Right.
I mean.
You got that right.
That's your family.
There's a large part of me that misses this. And for you guys that are listening, you don't know, this is the man that trained me that's sitting to my left.
God bless him.
Yeah. This man, I thought he was the biggest ass I ever met in my life the first day I went on duty with
Yeah, but
him.
he taught you well,
Oh,
didn't he?
yes, he did. Yes, he did. After a day or two, I got to see how he really was. I was like, wait, okay, all right, I see what he's about. Him and another man at that same department, which our initials are RS, I have the highest respect for, and a few other guys. But this man taught me a lot. He taught me. He didn't just make me write all the reports. He taught me things. He showed me things. He told me things that they didn't tell me that I needed to know.
And I didn't leave you on a call.
Well, a couple of times, but
No, I didn't like drive off and just leave you there and I come back to get
no.
you.
But the other guy, that trained
I've
me.
been there when I was a reserve deputy. I was.
No, I did that to somebody on purpose because I just couldn't take him anymore after his second shift with me, which I talked about on the episode. It was the second time ever being in a police car. He decided that he was already smarter than I was and decided he was going to tell me what to do.
Now you're talking about another cat, right?
Yeah, not you.
Okay.
No, I said I never did leave you like that.
No, he didn't.
No,
he didn't.
I never he never got back in the unit with me again. So I was done.
The other guy, you was west side, he was east side. He
Uh-huh.
would throw my flashlight, my nightstick, made me go get it and all kind of shit. He was like, I'm going to teach you. I'm like, you son of a bitch. But he taught me well, too. He taught me some things.
Well, being a rookie cop, you like I said, you're going to take some.
Oh,
you're going to
yeah.
take your
yeah.
shit. By the way, for my listeners, I haven't forgotten the Moose Knuckle. I talked to him just yesterday, the day before yesterday. Talked to him several times. He had this crash that he was working on and wanted my advice on, but he did graduate last Friday from police academy. They didn't have any ceremonies whatsoever because of the COVID stuff, and but he did graduate. He is now a real popo, and he will come on for his
post-certified popo.
Yeah, he's post-certified popo, and he will come back on and do his third part of it. And he graduated Friday, and he is back in uniform patrolling Saturday. His choice begged his lieutenant to let him come back to work because they were going to let him take the Saturday, Sunday, and he'd been off Monday and Tuesday off. Let him and come back to work. Nope. He wanted to come back so bad, and I remember them days being a rookie cop.
Oh yeah,
being a reserve cop. I probably put more hours in for free, like free bird.
You and me both.
I mean,
you remember you was looking at my hours one month. I had 150 hours.
Yeah.
You was like, how does a man even do that?
yeah. I mean, when I was a reserve, I ended up doing the job, getting hired on full time, just like you did.
Right.
And so did
Same here.
Toody over here, and just you get it in your blood.
Car
unfortunately.
54. Car 54 is the name of the show. Car
I remember
54.
that old car.
I do remember that crap.
Black and white TV show.
It said, Officer Toody, where are you?
Yeah.
Toody, where are you? And they used to call me Toody.
Now, off subject real fast, you got me thinking. My ex-stepson, he which I'm still in touch with. I wish I could see him more. But when he was little bitty, they had some TV channel. I can't remember it. They showed like all the old shows. They had Happy Days on it. They had all those shows where they actually had on there Adam 12.
Oh crap!
Yes.
That's back in the 60s.
Way
Yeah.
back in the day, yeah.
Early 70s too. Yeah.
Actually,
Back in the 60s.
I've been thinking about buying myself the DVD collection of Chips.
For Adam 30, come in.
Adam 12.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. That is correct.
But that was just a cool TV. They don't make TV shows like they do anymore. But I got rid of my cable. We've talked about that before, and I'll say this. Me and Bam are getting ready. We're on the last season, and I don't think they have any more of How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh Lord.
That teaches people the wrong crap.
No, but it's a damn good show. I mean, every episode at the end of it, you're like, fuck, we like binging the shit. Last Saturday, we made plans, and our plans were not to do shit and binge watch How to Get Away with Murder.
I didn't know that. I watched it because I thought the opposite. I didn't watch it because I thought the opposite.
Oh, no. I mean, it does get into some political stuff, you know. I'm not going to get into it here, but if you can get past it and don't let it bother you, the plot of the show, and it's one of them shows that for first season is still intertwined in season 6. It's still, I mean, so you got to watch every episode. It ain't like every episode's something different. It's all stuck together. It's just like we're watching, we're like, fucking, it's time to go feed the dogs and shit. And we're like, fuck. Want to sit there and see what happens next. So if you get a chance to watch How to Get Away with Murder, me and Bam like it. It's good.
I want to ask Matt a couple of questions from what I had heard at the hospital that day, and I've never point blank asked him. We hadn't really spoke about this topic a lot, if any.
And if anything, if I ask you something, or we talk about it, anything upsets you, something you don't want to talk about it, just say. You're not going to hurt my feelings because I understand. I'm just honored that you'd come on and speak about it with me, period. Tell you the truth about it.
He's been talking about this for the past couple of times I've spoke to him. He wanted you to come on here, talk about this. He didn't know if you was comfortable enough or what have you.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable.
Okay. But there's some things. I'm your first cousin that I've never even asked you. They told me at the hospital that this guy came across his mama's shoulder and shot you and Hooter. And she was trying to block Hooter from shooting him. But the guy, assailant, shoved his mama out of the way to get a better shot at you. But then your partner took him out. Is that correct?
I'm not really sure because the Hooter threw me behind the car.
Okay.
I heard some shots, and I tried to get up. I said, I can't get up my left hand. I said, damn, what the... So I get up my right hand. I got my gun out. I see him laying on the floor. I said, David, you okay? He's like, I'm hit. Blah. I said, call it in. He's blah, blah, blah. I said, shut up. And so I called it in on the radio. And I went and I retrieved the gun from him. I put it behind my vest.
Whose gun did you retrieve?
The bad guy's gun.
This was all, you did this after being shot in the face
yeah.
and in the hands and in the stomach.
I can remember the pictures in the paper, his unit, and blood was all over the trunk and the rear bumper, and you could see his handprint going down it. I remember that.
Yep. Went to the back of my unit. I thought I was going to die. I was saying my prayers to God. I said, God, forgive me for all my sins. If you're going to take me now. I thought I was going to die.
Didn't Hooter rush you to the hospital in the unit?
No,
the guy that works for the sheriff's department, the parish I live in now.
Yeah.
Correct.
He sure did.
He's on motors over there now.
I can't imagine, hope I never have to imagine or any other cop, but what's going through your head, the pain you must have been in, and then finding out after you did recover, finding out you were going to have to retire early under medical reasons when you probably didn't want to have to retire, and just your whole life being upended from this one stupid son of a bitch that decided that he just wanted to shoot people.
I could say one thing. The chief of police, Jeff, he let me stay on a year until I get my retirement straight. He was on the retirement board. He went to bat for me. He really went to bat for me.
That's good.
I don't have nothing bad to say about that guy. I
don't
like
either.
the chief. He hired me as a reserve. He heard some bad things about me from another department. Wonder what department that was, but he heard some bad things. He ignored them. He had a meeting with a couple other guys, and he said, "No, we're going to put him on. We're going to take him on." And I did fine over there.
Yep.
Well, that's good because I listen to a lot of other podcasts on law enforcement stuff, and there's departments that will when their officers get shot or hurt on duty and stuff, that they'll freaking just turn their backs on them after just a short period of time. And it's like, oh, well, you're not, basically, you're not worthwhile for us. You're not doing nothing for us. So here's the door.
He was at the hospital that night.
Oh, I know.
So, I mean, that's
he's
great.
a Christian man. I got the highest respect for him. I don't have nothing bad to say about the man.
I have nothing but respect for the
That's
man.
right.
I actually
That's exactly
saw
right.
him at Jim Brown's, one of Jim Brown's functions.
I like
During
Brown.
thing. Unfortunately, Mr. Brown did not win the chief
He
race.
didn't. Damn it.
No, it was
hoping he
close.
would.
It was just a couple. It was just I think a couple hundred votes, if that much. I'm not
Thought he was
sure.
going to win by a landslide.
What we all did, but it didn't happen. So I spoke to him recently and talked to him maybe about coming on or hanging out or whatever. But he said he's just sitting back, enjoying his retirement, and catching up on a lot of TV shows he hasn't ever got to watch.
And I assumed he was going to win that.
You and me both.
Yeah, everybody
I wish,
did.
and I'm just being honest. No disrespect to the chief that's over there now, but I was rooting for Jim. I like him.
Yeah, Jim's a good guy. I mean, he said he don't know if he's going to run again in 4 years or not. I mean,
I hope he does.
He wasn't running because he needed the money. He was just running because
He
wanted,
was the warden when my wife
yeah,
worked
that's
there,
true.
and he treated her good, and I don't have nothing but respect for him. And he's another one of those cats that everywhere he's seen me, he hugged my neck, shook my hand,
You and me
treated
both.
no-
You and me both.
Never treated me any different if I had a badge on my chest or not.
Jim's a great guy.
Yeah, right.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Nothing but good things to say about him.
All right. Well, we talked about a lot of this sad stuff with, well, I won't say totally sad, just tragic
Right.
with Matt getting shot. And I talked to him, see if he could remember a funny story or something like that. And I did tell him I was going to ask him this. This is for Freebird's sake, because he's never had a naked story. You got any naked stories from when you were still on duty?
There are some I just really can't place them right now. My mind's really kind of flooded right now.
What are you talking about, naked?
Yeah, no, not the
Naked,
not,
naked
not
snapper,
like
naked.
suspects. I know you haven't seen
Like-
anybody naked in a long
Like
time.
the girl you caught in the
Cooking
shower
must-
because her door was open?
Oh, hell yeah. I forgot about
that
that.
kind of naked?
Yeah, Snapper was riding with me. And I knocked on the door. I said,
It's a
"Doors-"
good damn thing. I wasn't going, and they would have been like, hey, girl, just
I
here
said,
to
the
serve
door's
and
unlocked.
protect, you know.
Hey, Snappers, I said, come around the house. I said, the door's unlocked. I'm going in and check. Come back me up. So I'm going to city police. Anybody in here? I identify myself, and I go in the bathroom. And she's like, oh, my God. She does this and does this. It's like, oh, my God.
So you got the full view, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
did.
got the full
Bless his
view.
heart. I knew I should have took the call.
You're riding with me.
I know, but I
Yeah,
stayed
you
in the car.
said enter the back door. Watch the back door.
Son of a... You knew it, didn't you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did.
We have any
Yes,
single
indeed.
women listening?
Oh,
Both of these people are single. And the last time Cookie Mouse was here, he was getting ghosted by the girl and was about wasted a Viagra pill.
man.
But he's still
damn.
single, and
I think it was the picture I showed you earlier.
if you know, he's
Which
about I don't
which
know
leads
how
me to
tall are you? About 5'2"?
5'6", which leads me with boots on 5'7", which leads me to the story we talked about last time I was here.
Which
You said
one?
right out here, this highway. We ran through some construction. Me and you were on duty that day. I was in my training period, and this girl gives me her number because she's working the highway. She's
Oh, my
working the
God.
sign.
Not another one. Not
Oh
another one.
yes, just same story. She's working the signs, and you start telling me about her, and I disregard the number.
Yeah, she was a crackhead.
Right, but lo and behold,
I mean,
later on,
let's just be honest. She was a crackhead.
later on, you said you seen her. She had put on a little bit of weight and this, that, and the other. So
Yeah, she's clean now.
right. So you cock blocking son of a. If she's healthy now, what was the problem? I had the number.
She wasn't healthy then.
Yeah, but she said you
Snapper
cock
head.
blocking son of a- Nip, she wasn't fat then. Oh, she wasn't fat then.
Snapperhead. He probably saved you a lot of headaches.
I saved him.
He
a
didn't save me no
shitload.
headache.
Yes, I
that
did.
cock blocking son. He was probably bouncing up and down in her
No.
that
Let me
night
tell
in
you,
the unit.
I saved you. I saved you.
I don't think that's the way it went.
No, I saved you because if not, you'd probably have some little crackhead babies running around
God dang it.
paying child support.
Snapperhead shooting blanks anyhow.
Maybe so. I wasn't at that time.
Let me tell you what Cookie Monster, he saw I had some spiced rum up there on the MOTORCOP Chronicles Personality Enhancement
Captain
Center.
Morgan.
So he said he wanted to try some.
I've never tried it before.
Well, he said, do I have Coke? I said, no, I know Coke. I
I'm
have
in a
Sprite.
really good mood tonight.
So he says, oh, I'll have a Coke. Next thing I turn around, this motherfucker done walked in with a tab. That's great.
A freaking tab? Are you freaking crazy?
Now,
Best
for you
guy
younger
drink on the
people,
market.
go watch Back to the Future, whatever. A tab is like the original first Diet
drink.
Cola or whatever.
And it's still the shit.
And I didn't know they made them anymore. I didn't know if he had got in touch with Marty McFly.
I wish I'd steal that goddamn time machine from him. I'd go back to when I was 28 again. I'd be like, hey, Trevor, how you been?
I looked at
You a fool, boy.
I looked at Bam. I said, where the fuck you get a fucking tab at? Did you make that shit? She's
Your wife
like,
said the same thing.
She
Where did you
said,
get
she
that
said, I
from?
don't know. He must have been shopping at that dirt cheap store, knocked the fucking dust off of it. This motherfucker then walked in here with it. I ain't never seen it. I didn't know they still made the damn things. Well, obviously they do.
I got to go use a little boys' room. Then I'm going to come back with my funny hot girl story.
Oh, Lord.
What you say?
Jeez.
It's a real police story, damn it.
Okay, I believe you. Go.
It's right
Go
after you cut me
pee-pee.
loose.
Go pee.
I did something you trained me not to do.
Pick the seat
To be
up.
continued.
Don't pee on the floor.
Okay, well, I can't promise
Damn
all
kids.
that. Had that Captain Morgan.
And the kid. You had one little bitty drink.
Two.
Oh, no, he's in there. See, done.
I got to go TT. Boy, it makes me sick.
So, you got any other story or something you remember?
Yeah, when I was a reserve deputy at the sheriff's office in another location, I was riding with this guy by the name of Rock. Rock was his nickname. He was like about 6 foot, built and all that, thought he was God's gift to women, all this crap and the other. And my mom was a radio dispatcher on his shift. So she said, you better take care of Matt. He said, I promise I won't let anything happen to him. Well, we go to a part of the area that we're working at called Zion City. I don't know if you're familiar with Zion City.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's back in the days when we had warrant books like this. You'd have to flip through and see if they had a warrant. We call them to get it verified.
Yeah, just before computers, people.
Oh, yeah. So I said, let's check this guy out. Check this guy out. I said, okay, cool. So I get out and I get the warrant book. I said, he's out there patting him down, this, that, and the other. He said, has he got any warrants? I said, yeah, matter of fact, he does. He said, okay, cool. So I put the warrant book back on the car. I'm sitting here out with this guy, getting ready to handcuff him. Next thing I hear, click, click. He leaves me in Zion City for 7 freaking minutes.
Wow.
7 minutes. I'm sitting there walking around with my gun out. I hear people go, we're going to get you, we're going to get you. I said, the hell, you going to get a bullet if you come at me.
He just left you. I'm sure your mom, who's dispatcher, paid him back tenfold when she found out about that shit.
Boy, did she. Another time we were on, well, can't really say the name of the road.
Just, you were on a road in Louisiana.
Road in Louisiana where there's a bunch of hookers.
I know which road you're talking about. You ain't got to say it.
It's in that particular jurisdiction where I worked at.
Yeah.
Right near Zion.
We'll just call that Hoe Road.
We was on Hoe Road. And apparently Rock already talked to this individual. I'm going to say individual. I'm fixing to tell you. He said, Matt, check out that guy. Check out that. I said, check out that. I said, what you mean, guy? I said, I mean that girl. And I didn't put two and two together. So he said, Matt, See that miniskirt she's wearing? He usually carries a gun right up under his miniskirt. Check him out real good.
I know.
This is my pistol. This is my gun. This is for work. And this is for fun, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
You were
I said, Rock, you SOB, you son of a bitch.
It was a gun. It was a meat pistol, wasn't it?
That son of a gun had a meat pistol about that freaking long.
Good night. I'm jealous.
Oh, that's bad if you pick up. You need to be careful, people.
And he was killing himself laughing. And the guy walks up, give me my $10. Give me my $10. He give me $10. I said, you son of a bitch.
Oh, Lord. PSA, people. If you pick up a hooker and you're not of the homosexual nature, which is fine if you are. If you want to be gay, it's fine. I don't care. I don't care. That's your individual taste. But if you're not, you might want to check to make sure that hooker's dick is not bigger than yours. Just public service announcement there.
Yes, indeed.
Keep that in mind, Cookie Monster.
Well, you know, that Captain Morgan's a little too strong. I pissed all over the floor. I cleaned it all up. I
Bam's going to be mad as a motherfucker.
You can't have any of this.
I cleaned it up.
All over the floor.
Well, is it time for my hot girl story?
Tell you how.
Tell you hot
Free
girl
Bird
story.
wants to hear your hot girl story.
Okay. After I got cut loose from the training of you and RS, and I went on the ride with the supervisor, which was the final ride to say if I got the green light to go 10-8 or was I going to stay under training a little bit. I was with him 4 hours, and he said, I'm going to cut you loose. So my second night, maybe third night as a reserve, maybe a week, I make a traffic stop 2:15 a.m. in the morning on Eden Church Road.
Just I got to take that out now.
Oh, we've been saying names left and right. I didn't think it mattered. I make a stop on a road off of Florida Boulevard, a side road. I make a traffic stop 2:15 in the morning. This girl gets out. She's 24, and she's not good looking. She's not cute. She's not the girl next door. She is smoking hot. And I did what you told me not to do. I let my guard way down because I'm thinking it's time to get a phone number. It's time to see what's happening.
He forgot that whole part I taught him of the badge will get you pussy, but the pussy will get you badge.
Oh yeah, that went out. That went out the window.
Yeah.
It was 2:15 in the morning. It's probably 45, 50 degrees outside. It was cold. She was just absolutely off the chart. So I start talking to her. But the reason I stopped her because her tag was dangling off of her car. And I had probable cause. She had a tail light out. Tag was dangling. Improper, I don't know. It wasn't in proper placement of tag, but the tag was dangling.
When he saw her, that wasn't the only thing dangling.
When she got out that car, I was dangling. I was like, my tongue was dangling.
Was your pee-pee dangling?
No, my tongue was. It was dragging.
It was
I
cold
like,
outside.
"Yeah,
It wasn't
God."
dangling.
That son of a gun was shriveled up then.
Oh. But the thing was, when she walked up to me, she said, I'm tired of running. And she stuck her hands out in a motion like to cuff me. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, what the I said, whoa, wait. I said, it's just a tail light out. Now, I done dropped my guard way down because she's off the chart. She's hot. Tail light's out, her tag's dangling. I call the tag in. It don't even come back to the same vehicle. I was like, oh, wow.
Check it for stolen.
Oh, wow. I said, where's your driver's license? Where's your ID? She said, I don't have a driver's license. I've got ID. And she takes it out of her bra. Red flag number 2. I don't have a driver's license. I got ID. The tag don't come back to the same vehicle. The tail light's out. Nothing to bring her to jail for, but when she says, I'm tired of running, and she sticks her hands out in the
That was the
forward
first
motion,
clue to you she wanted for
Right.
something, buddy. Should have
So-
cuffed her, detained her for...
I didn't because my guard's still way down because she's a Playboy model. Well, the gentleman in the front seat, passenger side, he stands up, he gets out. He says, officer, what's... I said, get your ass back in the car. Get back in the car, sit down. He did teach me that. Before I went to the academy now. He gets back in the car, shuts the door. I call her in. She's wanted in 4 states. 1 by the FBI. I'm like, holy crap, accessory to murder, drug trafficking, 5th offense DWI in Louisiana. Texarkana drug trafficking. I was like, holy freak. Now, I'm supposed to get out and draw my gun, get her on the ground, but she's being compliant, so I didn't think that was necessary. And plus, she's smoking hard. So I get out, I put her in cuffs. I'm like, oh my freaking God. I let my guard down, and she's wanted in 4 states. So I'm thinking the guy in the front seat, he's probably on America's Most Wanted. If she's wanted in 4 states, he's probably on America's Most Wanted. I drew my gun and got him out of the car. He's at least 6'8". Before tattoos were very popular, he had tattoos all over him. He looked like he was in the Hell's Angels. I got him out. I said, hey, brother, come back here. Stepped to the back of the car. I had my gun. He's like, what's the problem? I didn't mean to be a smart ass. And I said, it's not about that. I said, just get down. Let me cuff you for safety and blah, blah, blah. Take out his ID and run it. NCIC, nothing. I'm like, you got to be goddamn kidding me. She's wanting 4 states. He ain't even got a parking ticket. You got to be kidding me. And he said, well, why do you got her in the back seat, officer? So I start breaking it down to him. I tell him. And he acts like he's naive. He acts like he's dumb. But I'm like, if he's dating this girl, fixing to marry her, he probably knows she's wanted in 4 states. But he pretended not to know. But I was shocked. And it taught me a big, huge lesson that night. No matter how beautiful, how gorgeous, how hot the girl is, she's wanted in 4 states. And I was shocked. I bring her to the jail. I take her out of the cuffs, and she says, "I've never met a more well-mannered, professional." She said, "You were just so kind and so nice." She said, "Can I hug your neck?" And I thought, well, hell, this is probably all I'll ever get from her. Hell, yeah, she can hug me. So I hugged her. That was it. Turned to the booking officer and rolled out. But I was shocked. It taught me a
Thank God
big,
it
huge
wasn't
lesson
like in that movie, Super Troopers, and he was trying to go get a mustache ride or something like that.
No, I let down my guard. I could have got killed that night.
Never let down your guard. I don't care.
Right, you told me
she's
that.
sitting there with her titties hanging out,
Oh, you
nipples
should have
poking out, or
seen
nothing
this
like
thing.
that.
Oh my
Well,
God!
I pulled over a few girls and let their boobs hang out. I said, ma'am, you need to fix your blouse. Oh, what's wrong? I said, your boobs hanging out. You need to fix your blouse before I put you in jail for obscenity.
Any
that's
of them
the
born
ones
in
that's-
4 states?
That's the ones that are complaining. I've pulled over some females before. I pulled over one, walk up there. She got her mini skirt up around her waist, sitting in her car with no panties on. But when I come back with 2 tickets, her skirt was back in proper position, covering her poo nanny up.
Now, you remember I told you
Her poo nanny.
she was wanted in 4 states, and one of them by the FBI. She quickly was removed from the jail and transported to
She
wherever.
might
I
have
was
been
like,
some
oh, wow.
cartel type smuggler. Were those real boobs, or were they filled with?
I don't know. I would have loved
cocaine.
to have known, but
If y'all could tell, Cookie Monster has not had any cookies in a while. So he's,
let me help you. I hadn't had anything that rhymed with cookie in a while.
that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Is that we're going to take a short break real quick, and we're going to be right back.
Stand by.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement. Ladies and gentlemen,
Are you standing by? A very important message is coming. Are you still standing by?
we interrupt for this breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
There's a podcast that happens on Saturday night that you need to know about. All right, can I get out of serious mode? Let's go to goofy. Okay. Make sure to listen to Louisiana Saturday Night. Robert and April are your hosts, and they talk a lot about current events. And occasionally they'll have a guest and include them on the conversation. It's raw, it's blunt, and explicit. Well, if there is one thing I know, and that is I like dirty. Anyway. It's for anyone who wants to have fun and not take life so seriously. And God knows we need that these days. Robert and April on Louisiana Saturday Night. Check them out at louisianasaturdaynight.podbean.com.
I'm going to tell this last story, then we'll wrap it up. And I've actually got stories left over, so maybe next week.
Me too.
Or
I'll save that till I come back next
week, or maybe I'll hit y'all with a bonus. I don't know. It's getting close to Christmas time. Ho-Ho's going to be coming. So let me tell you this last story. I already told them about it. I'm going to play y'all a little background music with this one. I pull this motherfucker over for doing 74 in a 60. That's not the one I wanted to play. That's not the background
Maybe he
music I
needs a
want to
cup
play.
of Captain Morgan.
No, I've been drinking my delicious, always delicious, salty watermelon whiskey from Old Smoky. Would like a sponsorship, please. The Old Smoky salty watermelon, and I have
Where did you get the salty watermelon from?
it's the flavored whiskey.
Where you got to show me that. We'll get off of this.
So, salty watermelon, Old Smoky, with 2 shots of that in a full Yeti cup full of ice, a shot of sour mix, 2 shots of cranberry, and finish it off with Sprite. Oh, damn, that's good.
Well,
Gotta try it
for
out.
fellow listeners, he gave me a sip, and that crap was off the chart.
It's awesome. Let me see if I can get the right background music going, because that other one was loud. Nope. I ain't playing none of them. I can't
But I like
get this
that.
shit right.
I like that. Go ahead and play it.
We'll do this one. I guess I did have the right one. It just seemed loud. All right. Anyway, I stopped this guy doing 74 and a 60. He jumped out of the left lane into the right lane aggressively. Sped up to 74, going past the cars, doing the speed limit. I hit him with my LiDAR. He goes past me. I pull out, light him up, pull him over. I already had his plate. I was in my unit, had his plate run before I walked up to the vehicle. Wisconsin tags.
Yes, indeed. You had some cheese with him?
No, or some milk or nothing like that. Don't they have them big brown eyed
Cheese,
cows
it's the
over
cheese
there?
head.
Wisconsin cheese.
Cheese
I know.
heads.
But anyway, as I'm walking up to the vehicle, this dude is like flapping his arms around. I'm like, I've been doing this long enough now. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of them motherfuckers.
He's going to be a little whiny baby.
I walk up.
What's your probable cause?
No, he didn't say that. I walk up. I tell him why I pulled him over. I said, look, I pulled you over doing 74 and a 60, and I need your driver's license. He hands me his driver's license and a military ID card. I look at his driver's license and I look at his military ID card. I hand him his military ID card back to him. And I tell him, I was like, look, I'll be right back. Go back to my unit. Write him the ticket out for the 74 and a 60. Walk back up to the vehicle. Hand him a form. That's not really a form, but anyway, I hand him a set of instructions of options he has. It's like 4 options he has on it. Basically, it's either pay it, don't pay it, and come to court, or call this number and see if they give you a Article 894 type thing on it, where it won't go on your record. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I tell him, I was like, here's different options. I go like, I go to give him a ticket, and I give him my same spiel I always. Look, by signing this, it's not a admission of guilt. All states either going to pay the citation fine or show up on this certain date. Well, I didn't get all that out. He hits me with, well, how'd you get me? I was just going with traffic, blah, blah, blah.
Here we go.
Well, I'm like,
hey, guys, that shit don't work.
I'm like, sir, and I've sirring him the whole time, and you could tell I'm older than him. I said, sir, you pulled out into the left lane, and he interrupts. Start back over, start trying to explain to him from the question he just asked me. Well, he interrupts me like 6 freaking times in a row while I'm trying to explain this to him. Finally, I looked at him. I said, if you'd shut up just for a second, I can explain this to you. Oh, I can't talk now?
Here we go.
I said, no, sir, you can talk. But you asked me a question, and then you keep interrupting me. So since you can't keep your lips shut, if you want to argue about this citation, your court date is such and such. Show up on that day. We'll argue about it then. Which he would have to show up and then have to come back again because that's just an arraignment day. But I wasn't trying to get into that shit with him either.
Right.
But, I'm coming to court. I'm thinking, okay, like your ass going to come all the way from Wisconsin to fucking go to a traffic court.
No, he's not.
Well, I know that. I wish he would. I'm not scared to get on the stand at all. But anyway, he's like, oh, you can't have no common courtesy. I said, because you're in the military? So I spent a little bit of time in the military. I said, just because you're in the military don't give you the right to speed and drive aggressively, which the move you made was
Same thing
aggressive.
you told the other guy.
And he was like, oh, man. And he's like, oh, you fat motherfucker.
Is this the same guy?
Yes, this is all the same stuff. I said, he's
Okay,
like, oh,
all right,
you
all right.
fat motherfucker. I'm like, I said, excuse me. Not that I didn't hear him the first time. It was I was giving him the opportunity to retract what he said, but he did not take that opportunity to retract what he said.
Play that shit
And
again.
he decided to say it again. He's like, I said, excuse me? He's like, you fat, stupid, fat motherfucker. Well, okay, well, I mean, I shouldn't have said it, but he kind of pissing me off at this point.
I'd have booked his ass on a traffic violation. Right
Fuck it. I looked down and said,
Shouldn't
because
he's hammering him with a big ticket.
he didn't, I guess he expected me to say nothing back or whatever, but this motherfucker had a lazy eye. Okay? So when he said it the second time, he's like, oh, you stupid
Who are you
fat,
looking at?
you stupid fat motherfucker. I said, I may be fat, but at least I ain't got no fucking lazy eye. Well, this pissed him off. Triggered much? He's like, I got that in the war. I was like, okay, whatever.
How the fuck you getting that?
I don't know how you get a lazy eye from the war, but anyway, that's what he claims. And I said, all right, whatever. I said, look, go on, leave. You got your tickets, you got your court date, and leave. Oh, fuck you. Go ahead and leave. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Be careful pulling out. Man, fuck you. Well, I'm going to tell you, the first time he said fuck me is goes to me enough. I'm pretty quick with it, especially in person. I already knew, as soon as he said it the first time, I already had in my head what I wanted to say to him straight off the bat. It was on my lips. I just didn't let it out. Because when he said that first time, he said, oh, fuck you. I wanted to look at him and say, you know what? If I was of the homosexual persuasion and wanted to fuck a man, it wouldn't be your ugly, lazy-eyed motherfucking ass for sure. I'd be fucking a hot dude, okay?
This
not
is the story you told us a while ago.
Yes,
off the podcast. Okay.
Not you. Not you. And also before I came out with the lazy eye part on it, first thing that popped into my head when he said, "Oh, you fat motherfucker," I was like, well, I got that way from eating your mama, but I didn't say that neither.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I mean, I might have said something about it, but I was. There was so much more shit that was going through my fucking head at the time for me to say. And a lot of people that know me, a lot of them can't come up. They will tell you, don't come at me with shit, because I will come back with you shit with you that's nastier, meaner, and just way back worse. And motherfuckers, I'm the type of motherfucker, I had motherfuckers look at me, man, your mama sucks dicks. I was like, well, for my daddy's sake, I hope the fuck she's good at it too. I mean,
Yes, indeed.
you can't hurt my feelings. I mean, fuck. So I'm that type of motherfucker. But yeah, that was that story. Like I said, I guess it's the cheese heads or whatever, as Cookie Monster said. But fuck that dude.
Well,
I bet you he's still pissed off thinking about that. I pray to God. I wish to God he'd show up for court, because I'd love to get on the stand with
Yes,
that.
indeed.
That's a compact state with Louisiana.
Yeah.
And guys and girls, let me say this. If you're in the active military, you're a police officer, you're a fireman or firewoman, or you work for a Acadian ambulance, and if you get out, you're speeding, you get caught by speeding by a police officer, a deputy sheriff, state trooper, just get out and be humble, you freaking jackass. Don't get out being arrogant and stupid and think you're going to get somewhere with the police officer, because it never worked with me. It's never going to work with Iceman. It didn't work with Martell. Just get out and say, look, hey, can you help me? I'm active military. I work for Acadian Ambulance. I'm a police officer. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm such and such. Can you help me out, sir? And 90% of the time, and you don't give us some bullshit excuse, well, I'm on my period, and that's why I'm doing 105 and a 45. And you don't come out with some bullshit, and you're humble and you're polite, we're probably going to cut you a break. I know I always did, especially if you're hot. But other than even if you're not, if you come out and you be humble, hey, I'm a fireman, I'm an ambulance driver, I'm an EMS, I'm a police officer. Okay. But if you come to me with that bullshit like this lazy eye guy did with him, I'm going to hammer your ass.
You're hammering nothing. You're not a cop.
Well, I did, son of a bitch. I did. You taught me well.
I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right. I was supposed to say this. Tell Matt over here how much I appreciate him coming. And, dude, you, to me, are a true hero, and you're a survivor. And if you ever need anything or whatever, you got my number. And
Can you fix a ticket?
don't know.
In his parish.
Don't know. We'll talk off podcast, but
I'm messing with you.
but like I said, if you need something, you know, you can call me. You ever want to come back on, you just let me know. You're always welcome here in the clubhouse with me anytime you want to come. Other than that, our email is motorcopchronicles@gmail.com. Facebook, MotorCop Chronicles Podcast. Twitter is at MotorC, and Parler is MotorCop Chronicles Podcast also. And if you are a first responder of any type, law enforcement, dispatcher, corrections, fireman, paramedic, anything like that, would like to come on and tell your story, call it to tell your story. If you just want to shoot me an email or a DM and want me to tell your story, I won't use your real name if that's how you wish or anything like that, go ahead and hit me up. We're happy to hear from you. I'm assuming the last email I did get, that guy got a sticker. I hope he did. I know Bam sent them out. So always remember to smile, because the Iceman can always be behind you.
I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made.